I've trained calisthenics for 10 years. I've solely focused on strength. But what's on the other side? What can we learn from endurance? This is my journey to running a 70-kilometer ultramarathon in Japan. Okie dokie, boys and girls. 16 kilometers. I'm heading back to my car, giving up the bone pain in my feet is getting worse, so it's smarter to, I guess, keep it at 17. I think it will be when I get back to the car, kilometers today, and then recover. No 20 kilometers today. That's unfortunate, but hey, I got to see some nice stuff today, so that's nice. I'll talk to you when I get back. Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 55 of Road to Shimanami, and well, today, mission failed, we'll get them next time. The original plan today was to do a trail run of 20 kilometers or more, and well, I started on the trail run. It was quite some elevation and stuff like that, but I had to kind of retire in between. I ended up with 17 kilometers in total at a very slow pace, and I felt like my legs were still okay, like the muscles and my tendons and this and that, but the pain I was feeling in my feet during the first few weeks of running 10 kilometers every day was kind of reoccurring during the run, and it was only getting worse. So I decided, at 15 kilometers or something to just head straight home, because if I didn't, I would have to go until like 22 kilometers. And well, I didn't think that was a very smart plan, because guess what? Running those extra couple kilometers, yes, they will perhaps have some benefit to endurance work, but I was not able to output much power because my feet were hurting. And so the risk to reward was, well, it was quite bad, right? And of course, I didn't want to give up, but yeah, I decided that it's better to save my feet, have them potentially still be in order next week to start training hard again, and yeah, work from there. If I do a couple more kilometers, perhaps I will have 0.1% better stamina at Road to Shimanami. But if I have healthy feet, then I for sure will be able to go way further, even though that 0.1% extra stamina isn't there. So I'm choosing to have my feet recover, and yeah, it fucking sucks, but that's the reality of it, and I guess that's important to show as well, right? That there is gonna be some failures, because until now, every run I went on, I was able to finish. This is kind of the first one I wasn't able to do, but it's kind of important to realize, like, hey, sometimes these things are gonna happen as well, whether it comes to training or running. Sometimes you're gonna set out a goal for yourself, whether it's a specific pace or a specific distance or a certain amount of reps, and you're not going to be able to do it. Now, is it a problem? No, because at least you tried, right? And you tried and you gave it your all, and then you decided that, hey, there's going to be better days in the future. It's not going to happen today. But, trying is the most important part, in my opinion. And hey, it might sound like cope right after the moment, but I'm happy with today in some sense, right? So, does that mean today is over? No, we still have some training to do. I guess something that's important to mention as well is, right, there is always something you can do, right? So here I'm sitting, just got home after failing a run. My feet are hurting, but guess what? I'm stiff as hell, and some mobility work is definitely gonna benefit me. And you know what? Better way to do some mobility work than the pistol squat. I'm not gonna add weight to it. I'm just gonna use my body weight, but I'm gonna try and get into that bottom position, hold it for a couple seconds every rep, and basically loosen up my body. I already did some rehab exercises for my lower leg, stretching the calves, you know, some exercises for the feet to basically get them up and running again. And so basically everything I'm doing here is in the sense of recovery. And so imagine, I just took a shower and did nothing at all. Well, of course, that's good recovery, but you have to realize, well, if you do some active recovery, if you work on a bit of mobility, oftentimes it's going to benefit you and it's going to help you recover faster, which is what I have to focus on right now. So, yeah, let's get started. Right. This is more difficult than a 60-kilo pistol squat. I'm gonna do probably 5 sits, nowhere near my max. I'm just gonna do the sit until I feel like my tiredness is taking away from my mobility. So on my left leg, it's less mobile for some reason. As the sit goes on, I'm getting tired and I'm not able to get into the stretched position anymore. And that's where I cut off my sit because I want to recover and keep the quality for the next one. But I think I'm gonna do 5 sits in total, so 4 sits left. And yeah, that's probably gonna be it for today's training. It doesn't have to be a lot. You just have to realize that you can do something. You can make a conscious choice to move towards your goals. So that's the most important part. Let's go. Okie dokie. So, as you can see, everything in calisthenics is basically a progression of leverage where you're putting your body. So, on the left, I'm having difficulty. So, I do the pistol squat with this mat under my heel. That's a progression. And I put my arms straight forward because it allows me to basically compensate for the lack of mobility in my ankles and my knee and my hip, right? And on the right, it goes a bit better, so I can go to kind of a next progression by moving my arms from holding them forward to kind of moving them to my side, right? And so there's less weight in front of me, so I have to be more mobile in my ankle, knee, hip in order to hold that position. So there are many ways that you can progress in calisthenics by just changing the leverage, you know. And so if on both sides I'm able to master the pistol squat position with my arms next to me, then perhaps I can switch to not using the mat at all. But that's something for the future. Okie dokie, so that's gonna be it for today's training. And well, am I happy with how today's training went? Of course, I could have been happier if I actually succeeded in my training, but I'm also not unhappy because guess what? When we fail whatever we set out to do and we fail a goal, we kind of tend to think about the things we weren't able to do, and that's natural because, well, you just got smacked in the face, but there is still, in the midst of that failure, a lot of things that you were able to do. So, today I was able to get 17 kilometers far, and surprisingly, my legs themselves, my muscles, my ligaments, my joints, whatever the hell, were feeling fine. So I'm very happy with how far my legs were able to carry me. And Of course, my feet have to catch up, but that's now something that I can fix by having them rest. And as they rest, they will grow stronger to carry me even further. And also, not only the running, but I was able to, get in my car, think to myself, well, that sucked, and then get home and basically train anyway. And of course, it's not the most difficult training, but it is, it is time you have to spend. It's time you have to sacrifice. It is time that will pay dividends in the future. So, of course, I'm not entirely happy with the result of today's training, but I'm happy with the fact that I was able to do it still, that I was still able to train. And yeah, I think that's the most important part. This is just one day out of 90 days towards the Shimanami cycling road. And well, if I got to that Shimanami cycling road without having a single difficult day of training, I think there would be something wrong as well. So let's try to focus on the positive aspects of today. And well, I'll see you tomorrow. Another question I get oftentimes is, how the hell am I able to train so hard so often? Well, in the next coming week, you will be able to see how I'm able to do that. I'm able to train hard by not training hard on the days that I'm supposed to rest. So from here on out, from today, I am deciding I have to rest, and so the trainings I will do in the upcoming days will be very easy. It will be very easy runs, maybe even with walking in between, depending on how my feet are feeling. It will be very easy trainings, and I will be doing them until I'm recovered, and then some more, right? For the hypertrophy, because if you recover just as much as you basically break down your body, you're always getting in this stable situation of back to the old strength that you had. But if you recover more than that you destroyed your body, then you're gonna experience the hypertrophy effect, where basically your body is recovering beyond what it was capable of before, and that's what we're aiming for. So, yeah, it's gonna be a hard week mentally, in the sense that, of course, you want to train, but you kind of have to hold back, and that's discipline too. So let's see what happens. Let's see if I can keep myself to the promise. But anyway, I'm gonna head downstairs, have some lunch, grab a shower, and dust myself up for tomorrow. Right? When you fall down, you're gonna get back up.